So retrogression is something known as a condition in a chart where in the in technical terms it appears as if a planet is, you know, is crossing and is going behind, it's going backwards. Okay, that's what retrogression is all about. But it all depends upon the the movement of a planet from sun. That's the most important thing. And retrogression is always respected to sun. But since we are on the earth, and we also take it with respect to earth, and we call as if the retrograde planet is very close to the earth when it is retrograding. That's the second thing. And if you want to see how this not, happens, you can go on YouTube and you can see, the astronomical view of a planet getting retrograde. It's like a hairpin. Planet moves like a hairpin, and when it is in a movement, it looks as if it is going away. It retrogrades. So there are certain degrees in which a planet gets retrograde. We'll talk about that. But prior to that, what exactly is the meaning of retrogression? I give you an example with very layman, kind of a Jyotish, very easy kind of a Jyotish. First thing is retrograde planet is a Rina. When I say Rina, it is a debt. It is a debt. A retrograde planet is extremely and very powerfully associated with your past life, especially when it comes to your Purva Janmas, right? Now, what exactly is the meaning? For an example, suppose you have a shop and you were supposed to go to your shop, and you are the one who opens the shop by himself in the morning, and you started from your home, you went, and when you were about to reach to your office or to your shop, you suddenly realized that you've forgotten the keys to open it. Happens at times, right? For an example, I have people in my life who have been telling me that they were in the flights and they were going to US, and when they reached airport, they realized that they have forgotten their passport and they have to rush back to get their passport. So I have people, in my life who've been saying me these things. Fantastic, right? Now, what are they doing? What will you do? You will have a different form of energy within yourself, and you will run back. You'll go back home to get the keys, right? And would want to go and open your shop, open your office, or would like not to miss your flight. Okay? At that time, you are retrograding. Whenever you want to understand how a planet is behaving, maybe combust, retrograde, exalted, debilitated, sitting in Kendra, Trikona, Dushtana, you have to empathize the graha. You have to empathize the planet. Means you think that you are that retrograding planet. What would you do in a given condition? What is happening to you when you have to go back and get something? What will happen to you? What is the situation in your mind? One thing that if you can note down or park it with the star in your notebook is that there is delay. Isn't that a delay? Simple principle. There is delay and there is a fight. Can you write these two words for me on your notebook? Everyone. There is a delay and there is a fight. Okay? There is, so you were supposed to open your office at 9. Now you might open it by 9:30. And if I call that person, where are you? And that person will say, Guruji, एक fight हो गई है. I said, what fight हो गई है? मेरी चाबी रह गई घर पे. So I'm going back. You use this word कि एक fight हो गई है. Fight is like a challenge. Okay, it's like a challenge. And when you are going back to get that key and you are coming back to the office, during that quick effort, are you realizing how much loss is being given to the office? And imagine if you don't reach on time in the airport, you might lose your flight. And maybe if that flight is from Delhi to US or Mumbai to US, imagine the amount of losses. Imagine there was a Zoom meeting with a client to break a deal with your staff at 9 in the morning. You forget the keys, you're going back and you reach office at 9:45 and the client says, I'm done. I'm sorry, because the client was from China. In China, you cannot be late for a minute. The meeting is gone. They will not take your meeting. It's over. You cannot be late for 30 seconds. If people who work in China, they would know what I'm talking about. So, star. What? Delay. Star. There is a fight. And star, that you are forced to realize. You're not realizing it, but you are forced to realize. Now, if we superimpose this thing in your horoscope, that means you forgot something in your previous life. Yes? You made some mistake in your previous life. Retrogression means you did not do something right in your previous life. Forgetting a key, forgetting a passport is not a right thing. Or you got overexcited in your last birth. How? Suppose you and me, we are going, and now this is a third star you have to write. We are going, and I am big fan of cars, sports cars, and I saw a very beautiful sports car. I just saw it standing in the Knot place in the market. I went ahead and I have really an urge to see that again because I'm in love with the cars. So I turned back, took a circle, came back over again to see that car. A lot of you who were in the college, when see a beautiful girl, would have done this thing. In India, this is called as gedi. You come back and look at that beautiful girl again. Yeah, she was very beautiful. And usko saath wala bola, मोड़, वापस मोड़. Go back. You'll see her again. At that time also, they are retrograding. Because it is an obsessive behavior. It is an obsessive behavior to go back and see it. So the third star would be the retrograde planet will bring obsession. Are you guys with me? Can you understand? I'm trying to explain these things in a very simple way. I don't think that things can be more simpler than this with the real life examples. Very, very simple. So what did you write about retrograde planets? Number one, delay. Number two, fight. And number three, no realization of the obsessive behavior. Are you realizing what you're doing when you're going back to see that girl again? What benefit are you going to get from there? It's just an obsessive kind of a feeling. Let's go. I want to see this car. Oh, this is a yellow, Porsche. I just love it. This is a two-seater Porsche. I just want to go check the lights, check the label. Oh, what a steering. What a bumper. This and that. Obsessive behavior. Are you going to get it? No. Maybe you can dream of it, that one day I'll take it. So technically, there's no realization that you have actually wasted your time. You went back, you wasted your energy. But when you were doing this, come on, when you were doing this, when you were turning back, or when you were coming back from the office to get the keys, or when you were getting back to your home to get the passport, do you think you had an extra energy in you? Yes, some sort of extra energy. That, hey, I can't miss my flight. Oh, this is a beautiful girl, beautiful car. I'll go back and check. Of course, you'll have some extra energy in you. You're feeling down, but suddenly your eyes open up and you want to go back and see. And this extra energy is known as Cheshta bal, that your Jyotish talks about for retrograde planets. Cheshta means you want to. You want to see it. You want to get your passport. You want to get the keys. And you are trying harder to get it. Trying your level best to get it as quickly as possible. Known as the Cheshta bala. Are you with me when I'm saying all these things? Okay. And there is a fourth very, very important principle. Very important principle, and you all will agree to it. Everything that happens with a retrograde planet is sudden. Write a star and use this word sudden or suddenly in capitals, big capitals, suddenly. For an example, you suddenly realize that you're not carrying the passport. You suddenly realize that you're not carrying the keys. You suddenly realized that you have this beautiful girl or a beautiful car that you want to see it again. Suddenly it came in front of you. Suddenly. I mean, did you plan to see a beautiful car? No, but suddenly it came. So if you have 2 or 3 or 4 retrograde planets in your horoscope, you will always have many sudden events in your life. Many. Many sudden events. And especially if you are running the Mahadasha of a particular planet which is retrograde, you can expect sudden events for which you are not mentally prepared. Are you mentally prepared that you've forgotten your passport? Are you mentally prepared that you've forgotten the keys? Are you mentally prepared that you've not locked the locker and you've left the home for 5 days and you have to come back and lock your locker and then go back and start the trip again. Are you mentally prepared for all these things? But this is a sudden realization, extremely sudden realization. And that is, of course, what will happen in Rahu Ketu, because they are 99% retrograde, 1% they are also stationary. We'll talk about someday when Rahu and Ketu are direct. They're not, retrograde. Rahu Ketu are not always retrograde. 1%. We'll talk about it someday. So that is why you see in your Rahu Mahadasha and your Ketu Mahadasha, many things will happen suddenly. Suddenly you lose your father, or suddenly you lose a relationship, suddenly there's a transformation. Today you were in the corporate reading a corporate economic book, and you see this beautiful book of Jyotish at the airport. You started reading, and suddenly it came in your mind that I'll study Jyotish. You see? And you know what? Saturn gets retrograde from 115 degrees to 245 degree away from sun. 115 डिग्री से लेकर 245 डिग्री तक Saturn gets retrograde. If I see this as the entire zodiac of 360 degree, this pi or this angle covers 37% of the zodiac sign, the entire zodiac. So that means 37% people in this universe who have Saturn retrograde in their chart. Wow. So if I am doing 10 consultations a day, at least 4 consultations I will find when the Saturn is retrograde. If you want to understand about all these degrees and how the Vedic cosmology is working or the astronomy is working, there is a book that I would suggest you to go ahead and read is Surya Siddhanta. Surya Siddhanta may have some controversial topics. It's all mathematics, and they will tell you that from Surya, if Surya is here, to what angle a planet can be retrograde. For an example, Mars is retrograde between 164 degrees to 196 degrees from the Sun. When Mars is transiting. For an example, Jupiter 130 degrees to 230 degrees. 100 degrees, an angle from Surya, Jupiter will be retrograde. Mercury and Venus, Mercury is very close to the Sun. So from maximum up to 28 degrees, Mercury can be retrograde, and Venus maximum up to 48 degrees can be retrograde from the Sun. You can read this. I mean, these are all mathematical terms and software calculated for you, but the book that helps you understand this is Surya Siddhanta. I think the PDF is available on the internet in the Google as well. Let's try and share the link to you people. So 37% of the people will have Saturn retrograde, and 33% of the people of this universe will have Jupiter retrograde in their horoscopes. So if you're doing 10 consultations, at least 4 to 5 consultations in a day you will find where at least you have Saturn or Jupiter retrograde. It's huge. It's a huge number. Maybe at times in a day, I get probably all 9 charts, all 10 charts, excuse me, retrograde. Jupiter retrograde, Saturn retrograde, and whatnot. And in a year also, you see many transits where we have Saturn and Jupiter and Mercury getting retrograde oftenly. So, 4 points you've written now. 1, delay. Number 2, what was number 2? Come on. Number 1 is delay. Number 2, there's a fight. Number 3, no realization of the obsessive behavior. Okay? And number 4, what is number 4? Sudden events.